this will be a class 3 modification 1 again, and I will be designing an acrylic partial denture for this patient. Now we also know that because of the constraints of acrylic partial dentures, and because we have to extend and cover all the teeth, a metal denture is always the first choice for lower dentures. Because metal provides, we have a choice of major connectors, as well as the thickness of the metal is much less than for a metal partial denture. So if an acrylic partial denture is indicated, we still following the same rules. We follow the principles of support, the principles of retention, so that we provide the patient with a clinically acceptable denture. Again, I have surveyed my models. I've indicated where my guide planes will be, and guide planes are providing passive retention. So all partial dentures will have guide planes. The next step is to provide support, and support is again on the abutment surfaces of teeth immediately next to the saddle. So I'm indicating here that I'm going to have to provide support on all of my abutment teeth. The next step is to provide retention, and in an acrylic partial denture we must use stainless steel, and in the fourth quadrant I'm going to use a stainless steel clasp engaging distobuccal undercut, and I have to provide reciprocation. Again, remember Tweedledee and Tweedledum. In the third quadrant, I'm going to choose to use a ring clasp because maybe I have a bigger undercut mesiobuccally, so this tooth might be tilted mesially. The clasp is always attached to the acrylic, and in this case I'm going to use mesiobuccal undercut. The ring clasp is a self-reciprocating clasp, so it provides the reciprocal arm as well as the active arm. On the premolar, I might choose to use a C-clasp again, engaging mesiobuccal undercut. And here again, immediately I have to provide reciprocation. The next step is to connect the separate components. And in acrylic partial dentures, I do not have a choice. I have to cover all the teeth. Otherwise, it's impossible to design acrylic partial denture that is only in a bar. And that is because the acrylic is such a weak material, and we need to provide enough bulk for the acrylic not to fracture. This is a ring class, so my acrylic is going to terminate anterior to my molar, anterior to my abutment tooth. And here I will be connecting all the components again, making sure that I have provided adequate strength for the acrylic. This is one of the major drawbacks of lower acrylic partial dentures, that we cannot relieve any of the teeth. So at the end, I'm looking at whether I have satisfied the principles. I'm going to add my mesial occlusal rest, that is again stainless steel, a distal occlusal rest, I've got a cingulum rest, and a mesial occlusal rest. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rests, that's providing support. I've got my minimum of 1, 2 clasps, and an additional clasp because of the length of the saddle. See whether I have connected all the components, and I will indicate again to the technician the undercuts that I'm going to use, as well as the diameter of the stainless steel wire that he or she must attach to my acrylic partial dentures. If I did not have undercuts, I will have to prepare them in the clinics, and I will indicate on my design sheet to the technician which undercuts or which preparations I have made on my teeth before I have taken my secondary impression.